Hey guys, Chief back again for another StatChief Explained Part 3. I'll be going through my team. Jokes, here you go. No, just joking. Okay, this video, by the way, that's Chief. That's what the dog is representing. If you go up here, you can see there's a roof. Easter egg. Anyway, we're going to be looking at the My Team today. So this is the dashboard I'll be making for Supercoach AFL, and I'll probably expand it. We'll see if I have time this season, but we'll expand it for the other codes. So essentially what it will do is pull in your Supercoach teams. So it won't be the current round because obviously that's live, so it will be the previous rounds. And I'll figure something out for the current rounds as well. So it can give you suggestions for the current week, and it gives you analysis of the previous weeks. So basically you just go here. If you aren't signed in, it will ask you to sign in. So you can go to your account, sign in. You will see this Supercoach team item here. You just edit and grab your team. Make sure you double check it's your name and your team, otherwise you're going to be getting someone else's team. And then this will get triggered normally on open or a bit after open each week, and you can go through and have a look if it's done. If you want support, there is a Discord. This is just for doing support. If something's broken with your account, you can just reach out to me here in case you don't want to use Twitter. There's also an email, StatChief@outlook.com. That's also if you want to get in touch with me in case something's not working correctly, right? So let's go over there. My team. So I'll make the dashboard look pretty and more customizable within the coming weeks, but for now I'm just trying to get the functionality working correctly. So if you come on the left, you'll see all your previous weeks. If I switch here, it'll show me my week 1 round. So this is all the players I started with, your bench, your emergencies, and who was my captain. I had Bont captain that week, and I had the loop on White. And you can see whatever you scored that week, what your rank was, and then jump to last week. I had Bont captain again, 163, and a loop, and it shows you everything that's happened. So if you do click on a player, so let's click on probably Anderson, it gives you a score out of 100. So I'll be expanding this stuff as well later on. But essentially it says, when I've had him in my team, it's been 6 games, and he averaged 89.2 for my team. Overall, the whole season, he's done 88.8. And I've lost 103k on him, okay, and the ownership was 4.2% for him. So this is a little scoring rubric. That's how we get this number. So if you've lost money, obviously you lose points. If you have gotten under his season average, so you haven't got as much points as you expected, you'll lose points. And then ownership is pod. So obviously pod players are more rewarded. So, if you try and get 100, so let's say Jackson's been really good. Yeah, 77. So points, he's averaged over his season average. He's gone up a little bit. Like, I got him at max price, so it's not ideal. Like, if you made 150k off someone and they've gone over the average, then obviously that's 100 out of 100. And he's highly owned, so there's not much pod play there. Someone like Clayton Oliver, bit better, so I started him. So I got him for all the games. That's probably including round 0. So that's why I don't have the 106. But yeah, so if we now go through to the bottom, there will just be a scoring trend. So this section here, I'm also going to be spending time to make it look more pretty and customizable. For now, I'm just trying to make sure all of it's working correctly. And I'll show you what each of the items are. So this is just a scoring trend. You probably already see this in Supercoach. I'll probably expand this to be a bit more nicer to see how you compare it against top 1%, top 10%, and so on each week. Captains, so This one's really interesting. I've lost 100 points this season on captains. So I've had 139.8 average, but I could have done 150 average if I did the correct captains. So if I look through here, last round 8, I lost 7 points. So not that big a deal. 14 points, 13 points. But the main one is probably Bont. I lost 61 points in round 4 because he scored an 84, and Butters had 145 that week. So that's like 60% of how many points I've lost. So 100 points overall is not a big deal. Obviously, people will have more or less. If there is no better score, then like that's probably the best you can get. You can see I've captained Bont a lot this season, so I'll add in also who your most favorite captain is and what each player captain averages for you, and other stats like that. Trades. So if I jump to round 2, it says I used 2 trades that week. 2 of them were injury trades, and overall this season I've done 10 injury trades. So the upgrade, luxury, downgrade, I still have to wire those in. I'll be doing that during the week as well. So we'll show you how many players you've rookie downgraded, how many have you upgraded, and how many have you sidewaysed, like underperforming primo to a better primo. So those will all be captured here. So it's interesting to see by round 9 already, I've already used 10 injury trades. And then it will just go through whatever the injuries were and why below. Wins and blunders, so these are still going to get polished a bit. So it just shows which players you traded in were successful picks, which players you traded in were unsuccessful. So Luke Jackson's probably my best pick. He's averaged 136 for me and he's made money, whereas Wayne Miller has averaged 112 since I traded him, and he made money, so I lost money in that trade. Pod impact, so these are players with low ownership in my team that have scored highly, so that really helps with ranks. So this you can have, I'll expand it more later on, but it just shows you like how you're gaining points on the competition. This one's really interesting as well, bench points. So this is just points that you've lost from having certain players on the bench. So it's similar, like it's a rookie roulette basically, similar like the captains here. It shows you each week which player was left on the bench that outscored a player on the field. So I've lost 480 points plus the 100 of 580 points down this season compared to what I could have had if I was optimal. Obviously, other people would have the same blunders here. Like I think Cook, I've had on the bench 50 points there. Cook again, another 50 points. Lindsay, that's when he scored the 130. So I lost like 70 points. And then Dev Rob, when he scored that ton, lost another 70. So like some of these people will have, like Dev Rob was pretty popular, so that's not a big one, but like Lindsay, that was a bad one. A lot of people had him on field. Cook, that's a bad one for me. I've had him on the bench a bunch. So yeah, it's really useful to see what you could have optimized and what your rank could have been if you did things properly. Trade optimization, so this one still I need to get the pricing done to see what weeks, so like round 1 I traded in Brayshaw when he was like 570k. If I had like 20k bank, it will show me what other options I could have done that week, and Heaney was, for example, one, and an optimized trade would have been getting Heaney instead of Brayshaw, so that will be populated here. And then table averages, so this is just what each player, so I've had 47 players in my team traded in and out throughout the season. My best one is Jackson with 136, then Bont, and if we go down, my worst has been Sharp, Witts, and Selwood. Lombard got a 90 this week, so that'll probably jump him up a bit. Wayne Miller averaged 59 for me for 2 games, so that was that was a horrible pick. Since then, he's been averaging so much better. Cam Zoha, same thing, 2 games, 65. So you can go like Parrish. It's just interesting to see what you've done and how players have performed for you, because you're not necessarily looking at what their average was for the season. You should be looking at what their average was in your team, because that's what actually matters. Like if the player's gone 150 for 3 games and you get him for a 60, well, yeah, he's averaging 100 plus, but you got a 60 out of him. So yeah, I just want to do a quick show through of this, and I will be expanding it more as I have time. So in the next couple of weeks, I'll show, each time I do my team reviews, I'll come in here and have a look at my my team dashboard as well. So you'll see this in the videos. And like I said before, you do have to pay. It's only $1. So if you do want to get this functionality, you can add a plan. That's just to limit how many people are actually signing up for it, because I don't want to have to go and get 10,000 to 10,000 different users when some of you don't even use it. So that's just yeah, that's the reason for that. And like I said before, you can still use the planner for free. No limitations there. Okay, well, thanks guys, and I'll see you soon for the round review.